Good morning! It's no longer me getting up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 7:15 in the AM on a Sunday. The gym looks like it's not gonna be crowded at all because people are sleeping and or getting ready for church. So yes, my eyes are just full of allergies today, and my nose is kicking my ass, and I don't know why, because it's dark. I mean, it's cloudy. It's not really that dark, but it's cloudy, and we've been having like a lot of moisture there, so like, what the fuck. So hopefully when I get in there it'll like calm down a little bit. But today is my first leg day since starting back 2 days ago. So day 3 is always leg day, so it ended up on a Sunday because I started on a Friday, obviously. And then tomorrow will be a rest day, and then I'll have 2 days on and then 1 day off, and then start it all over again. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna try and like push through the lunges this first time. I just hate lunges so much. I just hate them so much. But I'm gonna try and do them just this one time. I think I did them the first time last time, and then after that I was like, not gonna force myself to do this because I'm gonna end up hating leg day if I do that. So yeah, I got some like decent sleep, and yeah, I'm ready to go get this done. My eyes, man, look at that shit. And they itch, and I just want to like rub them like constantly. It's bad. I think I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember what it is. Whatever, so I'll see you on the other side. Oh, I think I was gonna say that my hamstrings are still, like, I don't know if they're more tight or sore from Friday, because I did those deadlifts, and then I did back extensions, which also uses the back of your legs, obviously. Yeah, so I feel like they're more tight, and since they're tight, they feel more sore. But I don't know. I really need to start stretching afterwards again. Oops. Alright, so now I will definitely see you guys on the other side. Alright, you guys, I successfully made it out of the gym. Woo! Like, leg day is kind of a short day for me because the plan that I'm using did not, like, it doesn't include a lot of exercises on that day. So that's always nice and appreciated, to not have to spend an inordinate amount of time in the gym beating yourself up or whatever, building muscles. So I did end up skipping lunges because fuck lunges. Like, I was doing my squats and I was like, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. And then I got on the leg press, and like, well, the seated leg press, not the one that's like where you're down really far below it, you're kind of like in front of it. And I was like, it's not gonna fucking happen. If I started with lunges, no, it still sucks, so I'm just gonna not. So I just swapped out lunges for inner and outer thigh machine, and yeah, so that was cool. And it was really funny because I went to go stretch afterwards, and my hammies, like I was saying, are still so tight. Like, I went to bend over, you know, and do like a hamstring stretch, and I could like get only like halfway, and my legs were like, they're so tight. I need to like roll them out with the roller, like the foam roller. and see what happens. But I was on the leg extension too, and like normally I can, you know, put up a decent amount of weight, like at least as much as I was doing on squats and the leg press. And I went to go and do it with like 20 pounds, and my legs were like like my hamstrings wouldn't release, and so I kind of had to like just slowly work them until I could get my legs all fully extended. That's what happens when you don't sweat. Don't stretch, especially after you haven't been in the gym for a long time. Your legs get locked up. And now I get to go sit in a car for 6 hours and then get more locked up. There was a couple things that I wanted to talk about that I was just thinking about as I was leaving the gym. One thing is body perception, and I have pretty poor body perception. I think both in a positive and a negative kind of view, to where sometimes I think that I look a lot worse than I do, and then sometimes I think I look a lot better than I do. But I mean, normally it's more like I think I look a lot worse than I do. Hopefully, anyways. Let me just. And so what got me thinking about this is that I'm wearing a shirt that's really old. I got this from the MWR in Djibouti in 2009, 2010, one of those years. And throughout the years I've used it like for running and whatever, and then gradually I fatted out of it. And I think where I was thinking about this was that I pulled it out because I needed to put a shirt on to go to the gym, and I was like, I'm probably not gonna fit in this. And I like held it up to my body, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work out. And then I put it on, and I was like, oh, it fits me again. Cool. And which is like, I don't know if it's necessarily like body perception, but like, I think what I'm thinking about, like tying this together, is like your internal audience, how Dr. Lisle talks about setting too high of standards for yourself, or like you're gonna have too much esteem loss if you put on something that you think is gonna fit and it doesn't fit. And so you're afraid of that esteem loss, and so you just don't even try. And then you keep wearing the same like 3 shirts that you know for a fact fit. And that's it. Even though you have like 27 other shirts in your closet. I'm gonna go ahead and put my sunglasses on because I'm squinting because of the sun and also because of my allergies, so I don't want you guys to have to watch me like squint. But so yeah, so I don't want to lose esteem by trying to wear a shirt that I think is not gonna fit me, and when I put it on then it doesn't fit me, and then I'm like, fuck, why did I put it on? Now I feel bad. And it's weird. I feel like this is like a weird conversation, and please like skip ahead. I'll put the numbers down below after I stop rambling about this. But I watch Dr. Lisle's lectures all the time, like over and over and over again, because every time I listen to him I pick up something else. And then like I remember things, and you know, it just re-ups my knowledge of Dr. Lisle's ideas of behavioral psychology. And it just really like struck a chord with me last night about how your internal audience can set too high of expectations to where you fail on purpose because you're afraid of losing esteem. And that might be esteem from your internal audience or from other people, stuff like that. So I'm afraid of losing esteem by putting this shirt on and finding out that it in fact does not fit, because I have a perception of my body and a way that I like to dress my body. And if I'm not meeting that standard, then my internal audience is like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Because I don't like to go into the gym with shirts that are too tight, especially on leg day, because I'm bending over and I don't want to like have my fat roll popping, you know, as I'm like going down in the squat when I'm trying to focus on my legs, and then all I'm focusing on is how fat my stomach looks. So I wear bigger clothes so I don't have to worry about that. Like, I can still feel it, but if I don't see it, then it's like whatever. And the same thing with me kind of lollygagging on this dietitian thing, because I don't know if it's necessarily my internal audience or just me, but I have extremely high standards of what dietitians should look like. Not anything about what their knowledge base should be, but like, or like how well they communicate this knowledge to other people. But what they look like is number one in my book. What do you look like as a dietitian? Or someone who's giving nutrition advice? And I like am lollygagging on this school and like kind of holding back because I don't look like the dietitian that I think that dietitians should look like. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like dietitians, just like with personal trainers, you don't want to go and work out with a fat personal trainer, because you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because you can't apply it to your own life. Why am I going to listen to you? And they might be a great personal trainer. They might be the best. They might be so motivating. You guys might click. Everything might fall into place and you might have excellent results. Meanwhile, they're still fat. Who cares? But like, I'm not gonna get into that situation because I'm judging other people in their jobs more than I probably should. Right, so like, you don't want to have a fat personal trainer because you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't want a fat dietitian because you don't know what you're talking about. And like I said in my weight story, I don't necessarily, now as I'm getting older and smarter, I'm not getting smarter, I'm getting more knowledge and I guess wiser. I don't know if that's the right term, but like, I don't consider myself to be fat, like round, like I was talking about. I am a big person. I will never be a small person, no matter what. Like, even if I was like anorexic, like hardcore, like, yes, I have had, I have my dormant eating disorder, but I have not been sitting with it for so long to where I've been severely underweight. So if I was ever to get to that point where I was severely underweight, I would still have a huge fucking bone structure. I'm not saying my bones are big, I'm saying the structure of my body is wide and it's a large body. And I am a fucking mesomorph, like body type. Like, when I get leaned out, I get to be a fucking rectangle. Like, that's it. Like, when I'm looking at the front, obviously I still have a huge ass, but that's just how it is. Like, I have a big body and I'm never gonna be a small person, which is upsetting to me because when I'm in dance, I'm never gonna be able to get like picked up and like thrown around, like, unless the guy is like 6'4" and like lifts every day. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm never gonna be that person and it kind of upsets me. But in my next life, I'm totally doing that. I'm gonna like check that box. But like, so even now, like, even though I don't consider myself a round fat person, I am still a big overweight person who needs to get into a more healthy body range before I should be giving anyone any advice on what to be eating and or doing in the gym, which I don't pretend to at all have any knowledge about what is correct in the gym. Do you, boo-boo? I'm just gonna follow whatever plan I just got and see what happens. Like, I'm not in any way knowledgeable about what you should or should not be in the gym. I know how to use machines, but I mean, like, specific workouts, don't fucking ask me, I don't know. But I do have a lot of knowledge about nutrition. So it's like, should I just hold on to it? Or should I tell people and have them judge the fuck out of me for being big and not applying stuff to my own life? Because that's what I do with other people. Or what? But, I mean, I still talk to people about nutrition all the time. Even though, like, I know that I don't look like I know what I'm talking about. But I'm working on it, you know what I mean? Like, no, I understand that, like, nobody is perfect, but I feel like you need to look the part. Like, if you're gonna be a supermodel, you should look like a fucking supermodel. And if you're gonna be a dietitian, you should look like a dietitian should look, okay? You should look like you know what you're talking about. Yeah, so tying that in, like, from not rambling anymore, the esteem, losing esteem because you're not living up to your own expectations of you or your internal audience. It's fucking shitty, and like, we try to avoid it, and that's why we fail on purpose and stop doing shit. And like, I'm gonna link the actual lecture down below so you can go and listen to it and not have me like fuck it up and paraphrase the shit out of it. And also, Dr. Lyle is an excellent artist. And he's really funny if you understand, like, dry humor. I love it. It's great. So yeah, I did end up getting into my shirt. I haven't worn it. I probably haven't worn it since before I went to Afghanistan. Probably not since like 2013. Might have been the last year that I could have worn this shirt. Or like try to put it on my body at least. And now I can wear it again. I think that's like really cool when you can fit back into your clothes. Where you're doing the opposite of fatting out. You're like leaning in. Not like Amy Poehler leaning in, but like leaning your body out back into your clothes. Yeah, I think it's really cool. And like, that gives you up esteem. Cause you're like, yeah. And like, I put on a shirt the other day that I probably could wear out of the house, maybe, if I was a different person. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna wait on it. I told my friend Justina a while ago that I think it's really funny that, before, not really anymore, but all of my vegan shirts were too small for me. I was like a fat vegan that couldn't fit into my vegan repping shirts. I have some now that I can fit into though, so there are a couple that are still a little snug. But yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Watch the lecture. It'll help you out a lot more than whatever the fuck I just said. And so I was watching the YouTube, as I do last night before I got into Dr. Lyle's lectures again. And like, I always like to find people's day one weight loss journeys and like just watch to see what they're doing, what their plans are. I don't always like sit down and critique people and their choices like it seems like I do. But I mean, probably internally I'm running some kind of dialogue on it, but it's not like as severe or harsh as it may seem, because I really think that people should like do what they think is right. But I also, on the other hand, think that you need to think about other things besides yourself. Meaning your diet has far more reach than you might think, which is why I'm vegan. One of the reasons why I'm vegan. And so yeah, I just like to see like what they're doing, like what kind of stuff they're using, if they're using supplements, what kind of gym routine they're gonna be on. Like, just see where people generally start. And it's kind of like, it seems like it's about the same every time, unless people are really educated on it or they've done it multiple times before and had success, they just didn't stick with it. Yeah, I can't remember the chick that I was watching. She's like super cute, and I was like, yeah, I was gonna say something mean, but I'm not going to. I hate it when you go and you find these people's day one, and then you go on to their actual channel, and like it hasn't been updated in like 10 months, and I'm like, what happened, girl? What happened? Like, did you gain all your weight back? Did you fail? Like, did you just not do YouTube anymore? What's happening? And so it kind of got me thinking about what I could do with my channel. Like, if I know I've been saying like I'm not showing up for weight loss, but like I mean, I guess I could be an example of what to do if you're doing it really slowly. And we can just monitor my progress, but it's not gonna be like a big deal because these people are like weighing themselves like daily or weekly. They do a lot of like the food prep. They like talk about their struggles, grocery hauls, like stuff like that. And I'm like, well, my food is really boring. So if I don't have something to talk about while I'm cooking my food, I don't really think that throwing shit into a pan is that exciting. Because that's all I do, right? Like, my meal planning for the week is bake a bunch of potatoes, cook a bunch of rice, have frozen vegetables on hand, have canned beans on hand. When it's time to eat, throw it in a fucking pot together and then eat it. And then eat the leftovers as long as you can. The end. That's my meal plan and prep. Because my diet is simple and I don't care about zhuzhing it up or having variety in my life. So I don't know. Like, if anyone is interested in seeing that, I could do that for like, we could start like next week. Not this one coming because it's Sunday, but the next week. Following week, we could do something like that. I could figure out some kind of system or some shit. But I'm not going to weigh myself every week. That's not going to be something that I do. It's still going to be like a monthly. And I probably won't film myself in the gym unless it's like really dead in there. Because I'm in there to work out, not to be on my phone. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe we'll see. I don't know, because like losing weight really slowly just isn't exciting. People want to see people losing as much weight as possible as quickly as possible. They don't want to be like, oh, you lost 1.5 pounds this month. I just pooped that out yesterday. And I'll be like, well, you don't understand weight loss. So I'm going to have you go ahead and watch Dr. Lyle's lecture. And yeah. So, yesterday's like little snippet vlog, it was just a bad day yesterday, and I'm like trying just not to dwell, and I'm probably not going to listen to that music for a long time until things calm down internally, because it just makes me sad thinking about it, and I don't want to be sad. I want to feel good. So, yeah, I'm gonna go now. This video is really super long already. And, yeah, I'm gonna go eat some oatmeal. I'm gonna get ready for work. I'm gonna go to work. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, bye. I mean, okay, bye.